The Parallax reveal is coming up tonight. Ethereum is pumping. What's going on in the NFT markets and the crypto markets? And we're going to talk about some of the latest news that's going on in the NFT space. So obviously what's going to be on everybody's top of mind is Ethereum is pumping all the way to 1.5K, which is actually pretty insane if you think about it, because literally just 1 month ago, Ethereum touched $800, which is ridiculously low. And then now from 800 to almost 1.5, 1.6K, that is almost double in value even during a bear market. So now here's my personal thoughts on this, and I asked a lot of people who are much smarter than me when it comes to macroeconomics. Price of Ethereum, for example, goes to $800. A lot of people tell me that may be like the bottom because, you know, all the FUD, all the fear, uncertainty, all the doubt is already priced in, right? What people say is that when things get bad and they get bad really fast, a lot of times all that bad news is already priced in very quickly. Could it go lower than that? Absolutely, right? But then it's, you know, you're playing a game of probability of what's more likely. It can drop like even more from 800 to 400. It's possible, but it's not as likely as it was before because it had already dropped from, let's say, like 4K and 3K, right? One thing I've learned in the crypto space is that when things pump very fast, a lot of times they dump really fast as well. So you definitely want to be mindful. And again, a lot of times markets can be manipulated. It could be big players moving the price and then retail is jumping on top of that. Then it, you know, pumps even more. And then sometimes, you know, the people that moved it they'll dump on you when, you know, the price gets high enough, right? And so you have to understand that there's always these factors that you may not know about coming into play, especially when things just pump out of nowhere. Because I've learned in the crypto markets, a lot of things are artificially pumped, whether it's an NFT project, alternative coin, and nobody really knows what's going to happen, because if they always knew the price of Ethereum, where it's going to go, then they would be a billionaire because they would make trade after trade, right? If you're, you know, starting out in the crypto space and you're not really sure what to do, you definitely want to look up the idea of dollar cost averaging. So that just means that you're buying a little bit at a time over time. Let's say, you know, you're going to buy like $10,000 worth of Ethereum, right? So maybe it could be like every month you're putting in, you know, $800 over the course of a year, and then, you know, your dollar cost average over that time period, so that if it goes, you know, down even more, you can buy it cheaper. If it goes up, no big deal, because you could buy it at a cheap price before that. So, you know, dollar cost averaging sometimes is your best friend. So let's go ahead and dive into what's going on in the NFT space. So NFTs moving up for the top 10 projects, obviously. Even when you look at the top NFTs, yeah, there's definitely a lot of volume happening over the past 24 hours for a lot of projects. And a lot of times, you know, people will sell their Ethereum when, you know, it pumps up. And then a lot of NFT projects, the price actually got cheaper. So they might sell their ETH, go into these projects, buy at a discount, and then hopefully those pump because, you know, more people want to sell their ETH and roll it into NFTs. So during a bull market, that's pretty much what we saw, where like Ethereum pumps up, people take profit, and then they go for the blue chip projects, and then those pump up, and then people take profit, then they go to the medium projects, that pumps up, then they go to the smaller projects. And then after, when the meme projects are like pumping up like crazy, that's when you have to be mindful of like, hey, you know, is something going to crash? So that's why I always look out for when the meme projects, the projects that have no business pumping up, when they start pumping, it's like, what's going on there? If you're new to NFTs, you know, try to understand the cycles of like how people take profits, where they roll those profits to, because a lot of times when people, you know, they like, you know, 2x on their Ethereum, they're going to look for that 5x on a NFT or 5x on their, you know, alternative coins, right? And so because right now, in my personal opinion, we're still kind of in the bear. Yes, there's like this pump. Be very mindful, and I wouldn't bet your whole stack, you know, on this run because it's quite risky. So by the way, guys, if you are watching this right now, most likely, if everything's on schedule, our reveal should be happening right at this moment. So if you want to go to OpenSea, go into the Parallax, and then see, maybe you'll find your forever Parallax, right? And if you did pick up a Parallax NFT, make sure to jump on our Discord. Probably we're all having fun, and we're all probably showing off our PFPs, assuming everything goes correctly. If it's not, then it is what it is. And by the way, if you're going to be in Singapore on July 25th, we're going to be doing the Parallax official Singapore meetup. It's going to be free food. Holders are welcome. It's open to the public as well for anyone who is curious about the Parallax NFT. And I'm going to be doing a special talk on how we even created this project. So join on July 25th, Monday at MetaJam, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Make sure to check it out, and I'll see you guys there. Now, in other news, there has been some advancements when it comes to Premint, right? And as you know, Premint is one of the most popular websites when it comes to signing up for a whitelist and submitting your wallet and things like that. So as we know, you know, in our previous video, Premint recently got hacked. So people who were connecting their MetaMask to Premint, they literally, you know, lost their NFTs and stuff like that. They got drained out. And so now what Premint did, which is a great innovation, is that you're able to log into Premint without connecting your wallet, which makes a lot of sense, because if you already submitted your wallet, why would you have to sign a MetaMask in for another transaction, right? You already connected. And it's just like, hey, just sign in using your Twitter or whatever it is, and then you don't have to connect your wallet. So there's no risk of getting hacked. You just have to say, this is my wallet. And obviously, you know, there are cons to this. Like, what if somebody uses your wallet to sign up for a bunch of raffles? Well, if they do, it doesn't really matter because you just win a bunch of whitelists. Whoa, right? So even if somebody did that, it actually doesn't really matter because it doesn't affect your wallet at all. Personally, in my opinion, it's actually a great innovation that actually will protect a lot of people who may not be familiar with how to stay safe using MetaMask. And even till this day, there's a lot of people coming in, they don't know how to use this and that. And I understand, I was in that shoes before. Whatever it takes to make it easier for the average person to get onboarded, I'm with that. One important thought when you're looking at these things, you might be thinking, why didn't they come out with this first, right? Which is a very fair question. And I feel like when people get hacked and people get burned, whether it's a company or a person, you have to learn from your mistakes, right? So, when people make mistakes, for us, we've made mistakes as well. We didn't see it coming. But then when you learn these lessons and you get burned a little bit, that's when you know, okay, that I am not going to do again. Let's put up these safeguards to make sure that does not happen. When you want to look at the NFT space from a healthier perspective, understand that there's going to be a lot of mistakes, understand that things are going to go to zero, understand that it's possible that you may get completely drained one day if you click a bad link. But you have to understand that if you are entering into this game of NFTs and crypto, understand the rules are still being built as we continue to play. You have to be okay with stomaching losses. You have to be okay with being extremely wary of scams because these are very early days, wild west, and also presents an amazing opportunity for anybody who wants to build in the space to do things the right way or help make it better for the average person. So, pros and cons obviously, but if we're early, that's the game that we all play. Now, in other news, Yuga Labs has a security team and they are pursuing these group of hackers who have been targeting the NFT community. So this group of hackers may soon be launching a coordinated attack on multiple communities, compromised social media accounts. Sometimes somebody hacks you, but they don't do anything quite yet and they wait for the opportunity to hack everybody at one time, because if they hack one person, whoever got hacked will figure it out and they're going to cover up the vulnerability so it doesn't happen again. So a lot of times the hackers will compromise a lot of people using a certain technique, and then when the time comes, they're going to hack everybody at the same time, and then it's just going to be bad. And then once people figure out how to stop them, they already got your money, right? So I would really recommend, changing your passwords every now and then when it comes to Twitter, when it comes to Discord, having two-step authentication on your Discord and everything like that, so that, they have to hack your phone as well as your computer at the same time. Have hardware wallets, have hot wallets, separate your assets so that if you do get hacked, you don't lose everything in one go. These are very simple things. It takes a little bit of work and maybe a little bit of money to buy a ledger or something like that, but it's absolutely worth it, especially if you're holding thousands of dollars in NFTs. Even if you're holding hundreds of dollars of NFTs, just spend the $50 to buy a ledger. It's really that would give you the peace of mind. Now, in other news, the Azuki Twin Tiger's jacket is going to be ready for redemption on July 19th, which is actually at the time of this recording today. So pretty much when you redeem it, you have this blue jacket, and then when you actually do use it, it's going to turn red to show everyone hey, this jacket was already redeemed. And it seems like it's going to be open for the next 30 days. So shout out to Tsubasa because he actually sent me a jacket as a gift. So I definitely will be minting my jacket and wearing it on the Parallax. And some people may choose not to use their token to switch it to red, and they want to keep it as blue for whatever reason, right? Maybe it will become more valuable and they want to speculate on that in the future. Whatever the case is, it's a fun game. I'm going to redeem it just because I want to wear the jacket. It's pretty cool. One thing I appreciate about Azuki is that, they gave everybody this jacket for free, and it's not like, merchandise where you have to have the NFT and then you have the opportunity to spend, $100 on a hoodie, right? Just gave it to everyone for free, which I respect. And obviously, Azuki made a lot of money when it came to, minting, so they have a lot of money to do this. It's a small thing, but it kind of shows a lot of what your intention is. Now, speaking of Azuki, yesterday we actually just finished our interview with the Spirit DAO, right? We did a video about Spirit DAOs, which is a collective of about 50 Azuki holders who are buying up the rarest Azukis. We did that interview. It's actually pretty good. It's probably going to drop next week. So if you're interested in learning more about how DAOs are created, how they make decisions on what to buy and why would they spend 300 ETH on a Spirit Azuki, make sure to tune into that sometime next week. Okay, so with that said, that's everything we got to cover for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and make sure to check out OpenSea. Check out a Parallax you like if there's something that you see. We really try hard on art to make it something special. So check it out, see if it's for you. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.